1, 2, 3.
Kate Mila Falls, you're very welcome along to the Brian and Kieran Warfield podcast, the ramblings of two Irish balladeers, featuring Brian Warfield of the fierce and mighty Woletones and his son Kieran, that's me, of the band Catalpa, and also of the Bandwagon Bus, Dublin's only musical ballad tour on wheels. So sit back, relax, grab a tea, coffee, beer or wine or whatever takes your fancy as we go rambling through life's misty foggy dew, through stories, songs, history, politics, life on the road, and just a general bit of crack.
Says the Pharaoh for somebody very rude that left a little baby in the river in his nude. She took him to an old lad sitting on the throne. Oh, da says she, would you give the boy a home? Be gobbin, says the Pharaoh, I've often taken worse. Go nip him to the market square and get the child a nurse. When she went to the market square, now the only one she'd find now was the little young one that left the child behind. And she was letting on to be a stranger Maria, and never letting on that she was the baby's ma. And so little Moses, he got his mammy back. Such a coincidence, now isn't that the crack? Woo!
Oh, that's the crack, alright, and that's the Finding of Moses. That's number 4 song, the 4th song of I was going to say the Foggy Dew, but I'm so used to saying it. No, of Up the Rebels. The Up the Rebels album from 1966 of the Woletones. Great song, Dad.
Yeah, that was one of Zozimus, the great ballad writer of Dublin. He was blind, and he wrote many songs. He lived around the late 18th century and about the 1770s to the 90s, all around that period. And he was famous for his stories and storytelling around Dublin. And one of his great hits was The Finding of Moses, and where he told lots of biblical stories. So that's how he got his name, Zozimus. He lived around the old part of Dublin there, and. What was it called, Black Alley, or around that particular area, just off Francis Street, all around that particular area, which is real old Dublin. So, we actually did a play about him in the Olympia Theatre for the theatre festival way back in the 90s, and we did a whole play. We also done a whole series of programs for RTE. Which told the various episodes of Zozimus's life and all the people and all the characters surrounding him. So it was a great series and became very, very popular with the blind people because having a blind hero is very, very. It's not very. You don't have many blind heroes as heroes in books. But he was one particular great hero, and he solved all the problems, and he had a great big load of people with him, that all his friends, Fat Mary, and they're all documented in a book that tells his story. So that was a very popular series, and it went on to become part of the Dublin Theatre Festival back in the 90s, and we were involved in that. So was Tomas McAnna, I remember, produced it, and we had
Frank Kelly.
Frank Kelly, I couldn't think of his name. Frank Kelly was Zozimus, played a great part. So that was the story of Zozimus. But we sang that song, and I guess a lot of people around Ireland were singing songs of Zozimus.
You don't hear it as much anymore now, and it's a great song. Like, it's all in Dublinese, as you call it, and it is a great song. And it needs to be revived, and someone to do an updated version of it. I couldn't find any new version. Everything is of old bands singing it. Like, the last one I could find was the Dublin City Ramblers. But it is great, and you're right. And when I was looking at it before, Uncle Bernard did a great version of it in video on YouTube, where they're outside somewhere down around Francis Street, and the two of them, and Bernard's playing Zozimus. Brilliant, like. So I might put a link up on the Facebook page if anybody wants to watch it. Or I might even put it at the end of this.
Actually, Bernard ran a shop down there in Francis Street called Zozimus.
I remember it well.
Record shop.
And a video shop as well.
Yeah, a video and record shop.
When videos were...
Zozimus is not dead after over 200 years, so a great character, and one of those great characters that Dublin produced over the years.
Yeah, indeed. And VHS and Betamax.
That's right.
I remember if you went in and there was a movie on Betamax and you only had the VHS, you'd be raging.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How things have changed now.
But the LPs are coming back. Everyone's buying LPs. Yeah,
that's amazing too, isn't it? People are, like the vinyl again. They like the touch, the feel. They like the way, the way it's presented with the big cover and all the information inside and everything. It was a great package, no doubt about it.
If you were doing a new album now, would you release vinyl?
Yeah, well, I was thinking of actually, going through the stuff and maybe release a couple of compilations in vinyl, and just so that people can get a feel and touch of it, of the Woletones.
Yeah,
I think
go on adverts and buy the old ones with scratches on them and all.
Yeah, well,
has it changed? Has the quality of it got any better? I've never looked. I don't have a record player. I've thought of buying one, but
it's his day off.
But have they got any better? Because the way they used to scratch real easy.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I really don't know.
Maybe someone out there has the answer.
Yeah.
Has vinyl got any better? Anyway, how was your week? Other than that.
Week was good. We had the good weather, and I'm working like hell at the musical I'm doing at the moment, and that's progressing very, very nicely. And I hope to have a meeting shortly to find out, get advice on where I should go with this. Obviously, production is quite difficult and hard to put on and expensive to put on, so I need to get help and advice on how to do this. I'm a writer, not a producer.
But could you do something like crowdfund or whatever that is, that? Yeah,
well, I haven't got to that point yet. I'm about 4 or 5 songs short of arranging.
Right.
Now, I have them written, but of arranging to put into the show.
Well, I have to say that song that you played me, I'm not going to say nothing about it, but that song you played for me a few weeks ago was just brilliant.
Yeah,
it really was brilliant.
Well, there's nice stuff, in it, and
well, I know all your other stuff that you've done since before.
That's right.
So, and that's all brilliant. But that new song you played for me was brilliant.
It's great. It's a great story, and the challenge I think was, how do you make the famine entertaining? And I think that was the challenge I had in telling the story, which is the story of everybody with an Irish background, whether you be whether it be living in England or Scotland or America, Australia. I mean, it's everybody's story. So you might say it's the story of almost 100 million people across the world. And, you know, I have a passion to tell the story of Ireland and a passion to tell the story of that awful time in Ireland. And, you know, it was a challenge. I think I've surmounted that challenge. I think I'd have it right. And I think, and I won't be boasting, I think it will be a great success.
Yeah. And you spent a huge amount of time on it.
Oh,
like
huge.
You haven't rushed it, and you've done a lot of research. You know, so you've done everything right.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, it's a labour of love for me and nothing else.
Oh, believe me, I know. And we went golfing for the first time I didn't the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, we did.
To call it golfing might be stretching the imagination a little bit.
Yeah, well, it is. We were terrible. Well, I was. You were playing actually well. I was awful. And, you know, we went to Tulferris, and which is, I live in the Blessington area, so wasn't too far to go, but, you know, I should have stayed at home.
No, our mistake was, it was 24 degrees out. I said, do you want a buggy? He said, no, I want the exercise. Well, be Jesus, you got the exercise. I think because you'd never played that course before, but I knew that we'd barely make the 9. Like, you know,
yeah, we made 12, and
we did well. But once you got sight of the bar, the fella sitting outside the bar having the pint. That was it.
God, I got 2 pints down there. They were fantastic, and the burger to boot.
Yeah, I have to say the food. But the whole thing, the course is beautiful.
Yeah.
The views around the lake, fabulous, but just the sun was 24 degrees, was just too hot for me.
I mean, every hole down there is picturesque.
Yeah.
The lake and all the little alleyways and gullyways and little lakes, and it's a great course. I mean, difficult.
It's a very difficult course.
Yeah, I think I went through about 7 balls.
I think you went through more, Dad. I think I might have found 2 or 3 of them. But
you replenished my losses.
I would say between the pair of us, we lost about 16 balls.
There you go. Yeah. So if you're going there, bring a pile of balls with you.
But it was nice to be out, and I enjoyed it. I was sore the next day. Now the old arms were muscles where I wasn't using them. So
I the next day, like, oh my God, I came back and I just was exhausted. I intended to get out there and do the garden. I just hadn't done any resources left to get out there, but
not getting any younger, Dad. 75 years of age to get around that golf course now. What you did in that heat, you did fairly well without a buggy. Next time we're getting a buggy.
Absolutely, yeah. I learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it was a great day. I enjoyed it very much,
fun,
super day. And thank you for that, Kieran.
No, you don't have to thank me. I enjoyed it as much
great
as you did.
Great day.
We'll organise another one when you come back from.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say you're going to Spain?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I have problems.
No, you're not going to Spain.
Don't say nothing. Don't tell anybody.
No, he's not going to Spain.
Yeah.
Okay. So last week we spoke about the
Newgrange conference.
And Doubt and Nout. And you were talking about the Dancing Stones.
Yeah, I just happened to mention it to Kieran, and Kieran, you were watching some series on BBC Two or something, was it?
On Sunday night, was it Sunday? No, Friday night. It was just after I'd been speaking to you, or Thursday, was it?
Yeah.
And it was a documentary on, what do you call it?
Stonehenge.
And in it, they were trying to explain where the stones, and there's these stones, the big stones are not called blue stones, the smaller stones in Stonehenge are called blue stones. And they said they tracked it back to Wales, and you can come in and interject now, but I'll just finish this story first.
Go ahead.
And in it, they said this myth that Merlin helped take the stones from Wales the blue stones from Wales to Stonehenge. But then you told me about the dancing stones of Kildare.
That's right.
And you reckon that
That's where they came from.
Yeah.
Well, Geraldus...
Sorry, you're going to explain that to people now, so they...
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. I'm looking at the book now. It's an old book, in fairness.
Well, this is a translation. It was originally written in Latin, of course. And in the 12th century, when Geraldus Cambrensis came over with King John, as they claimed Ireland claimed Ireland to colonise it and to Christianise it, after we had Christianised them.
And to straighten us
centuries. Straighten us out, and he writes awful things about the Irish, but in his passage about the Giants' Dance, which was transferred from Ireland to Britain. And this is in the 12th century he wrote this, so it's not like a current book or anything like that. There was in ancient times in Ireland a remarkable pile of stones, which was called the Giants' Dance, because giants brought it from the farthest limits of Africa to Ireland and erected it, according to some of the mountain of Kildare. According to others, at Ophelia, near the castle of Naas, implying truly remarkable skill and ability. It is amazing how so many great stones were ever brought together and erected in one place. And with the skill upon such great and high stones, others no less great were placed. These latter stones seem to be hanging, as it were, and suspended in space, so as the rest rather on the skill of the craftsman than on the base of the stones beneath. According to British history, the king of the Britons, Aurelius Ambrosius, arranged through the divine help of Merlin that these stones be brought over from Ireland to Britain. He got them put up in exactly the same order and with the same skill as before, so as to leave behind some memorial of the great crime committed when the flower of Britain's manhood was cut to pieces by the concealed daggers of the Saxons, who, coming in the guise of peace with the weapons of treachery, killed the youth of the kingdom and had been so carefully guarded. And so the stones of Stonehenge ended up in Berkshire.
Right, so...
That was Geraldus Cambrensis. Now, he says nothing good about the Irish.
Yeah.
He reckons they had tails and they were heathens and they were non-Christian, and he'd done everything to demonise them, so he could justify the invasion of the country, and that was Geraldus Cambrensis. So, if nothing else, he convinced it's the first documentation of the origin of Stonehenge.
All right, that's quite interesting, actually.
Yeah,
and in this program on obviously BBC, they were doing everything in their powers to say it was from Wales that it came anyway.
And they still
but they did mention about the giants and
the giants' dance. Yeah.
I think they had to, because, like I said to you, the girl that was talking about it, she was saying it's a myth, and behind every myth is some truth, the stories were created then. So it's who's right and who's wrong, we'll never know. Well,
anybody else has a bit on it, it'd be great. But we're very proud of what we have in Ireland. We have, New Grange, as we spoke about last week, and all the great monuments around. We've more carved stones in Ireland than there is in the rest of Europe.
I was up the smaller mountain opposite your house here.
Shefinnan.
Yeah. And there's they have those big concrete, what do you call them?
the stone slabs. And
You know, well, no, it's not well, it looks like a passage grave on top, but it's covered
It
in
is.
soil.
It
It's
is,
covered
actually.
in soil. But they have a surveying stone. You know, one of the old surveying stones that the English put when they were surveying. You find them on quite a lot of the mountains around Ireland.
Yeah.
But beautiful, stunning view when you go up there. Like that's the first time I've been on that mountain. I've been on the other two.
Yeah,
I
brought you up there when you were a kid.
No, not to the smaller one.
Yeah.
You brought me up to the other one, which is
Sheep Inn.
yeah.
They get mixed up with them all, but they're wonderful things to have. And any other country that would have that type of thing, sure, it'd be the prized possession of the country. But we've loads of them, so they don't look after them all and can't, I suppose.
Yeah, it's very hard to get around and see them all. Like I've gone to see many of them, like in the last few years. Like I just became quite interested in it.
Yeah, Lough Crew, were you there?
I was in Lough Crew, yeah, and Lough Gur.
Yeah, so great stuff around. I mean, even during lockdown, I advise people to get out there to many of these sites, and it's really fascinating. And I think they're all free now at the moment.
All the LPW stuff is free, yeah. But even some of them you don't pay any entry into them anyway. They're just free. Like I was outside of Lough Gur, there's a stone circle. It's called, I can't remember the name of it, but it's about 5 miles away from Lough Gur.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. Like some of the stones are huge. Like
And how the hell did they move them? And and back them days they didn't have. Well, they must have had some form of technology to move them, but how they did it, is just amazing.
In that book you were talking about Ambrosius creamed rice. What was he an English king? Was he?
He was no. He was. It was in England, but he
must have had Roman.
He would have been a Briton. No, well, it's in Roman because written in Latin.
Oh yeah.
And he says his name was What was it? Yeah,
Ambrosius creamed rice.
Well, that comes from Ambrosia, and that's where he was from.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
where's Ambrosia?
Ambrosia is down Devon and Cornwall.
Right,
okay. Down that particular area. So that's how you get your Ambrosia rice.
Every day's a school day. I don't like it anymore. I used to love
it's only 50,000-year-old rice or something. No,
there's a load of calories in it as well.
Yeah, there you go. It's good for you.
Yeah. What was I going to say? The Euros. Join them.
I am, yeah, and I thought England done very well last game out against the what do you call them, the Ukrainians,
useless Ukrainians. They were brutal. Ukraine were brutal. Like England were good, but
they were bad.
Ukraine were brutal.
But I mean,
all the goals from set pieces. Like,
yeah.
You're not gonna beat Italians and Spanish teams.
Oh well, if I don't know who's going to win. Obviously, nobody does. But up to now, there was very, very good games, and
well, England will never have a better chance, and they had the easiest draw.
They had the easy way up.
They've never had an easier way to a final,
and especially with all them Irish players. Sure, they couldn't go wrong. For long enough, we had English players. But no, Jack Charlton. I think with all the Irish players, they could win it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Italy win because I've still got my tenner on them. So
when are we going to get it back to football? What's the story there? Will we get back to Celtic? I promised my two of my grandchildren that
Boris is opening up UK from the 19th. So full crowds, nightclubs are opening up, everything's opening up. So that means football stadiums will be full again.
But not to capacity.
Full capacity, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just gone mask off. Let's see what happens. Go for it.
Well, today, Oren, one of my grandchildren, got on to me and he said he had his jacket on first and then he took the jacket off and he was wearing a Celtic shirt. He was wearing a Celtic Knicks, and he puts his hand behind him and pulls out a Celtic ball. He said, "I'm ready. When are we going?"
So it all depends on Nicola Sturgeon now, because she has to open up Scotland.
Yeah.
So look, I'd be hopeful of getting over. Well, the time you're playing over in Glasgow,
November. Yeah.
That's on the Thursday and Friday you're playing in Glasgow, but you're probably playing in London or somewhere after.
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember the dates now how they run, but I'll give them out next thing. I'll give out the dates.
Celtic are playing at Aberdeen at home on the Saturday, but I think you're probably.
Well, we're also going up there to play in Edinburgh because
that's the following week.
Yeah, the following weekend. So in between that, we'd probably be down in England
London,
somewhere. We'd be down in London for 2 nights. I know that in the Irish club, and I know we probably get up around the country for 1 or 2 or 3 maybe dates, and that'll be it, I would say. We are definitely playing in the Féile.
Yeah,
it's going to be a much smaller capacity.
Yeah.
So advise anybody that wants to go, get a ticket early, because I mean,
when are the tickets on sale?
I don't know. I don't know. But
it's 15th of August, is it?
15th of August. Yeah, but I know that they have given us the thumbs up to go ahead.
Yeah,
they're still waiting on the capacity, which will be allowed. So that'll determine. But I mean, last year or the last one, 2019. We had 12,000 people there, so and they couldn't get tickets.
Well, they're saying festivals, everything's going to go back to. That's the way Boris is looking at it now. He's gone. We have to live with this disease. We have to manage it.
Yeah.
People have to use their own common sense around it. So if you're vaccinated, when you're around vulnerable people, wear masks.
There's a possibility too. We might be in Derry as well. That so I don't know. That's but it'd be great to get back, no matter what. We're a bit slower down here, down the 26 counties, Free State, and opening up. And
it's like the tortoise in the hair. I don't think we're ever going to catch up, though.
So I don't know when we'll open up here, but we have our dates booked for October.
Yeah,
and maybe that's realistic at the moment. I think that could be a realistic date.
Yeah.
We moved everything up to then.
Yeah.
And November we'll be in Scotland and England, so hopefully that goes away. You never know with this bloody virus. It's putting everything in jeopardy.
Yeah. And will you be nervous going back on stage?
I'll be delighted. I'd be so delighted to get on. I'll probably fall getting on, jumping up. Not able to jump anymore.
We'll get you golf buggy. You can come on stage.
Can't jump up on stage anymore. It's going to be tough, no doubt about it. But
I think it will be for a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
But because you have to
try and remember all
those songs.
We've never been out for so long.
Yeah.
Since we started. I mean, for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you'd only ever take 2 weeks off here.
Yeah, well, we used to take a holiday. Every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we take bits of Christmas, bits of Easter. Now and again you take the odd week break or something like that. But apart from that, we never had a long break like this.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a bit tough, a bit challenging coming back. But I spoke to Tommy yesterday, so he said we just, be happy. He's happy to get back, and so am I.
Will you have a practice, or will you just?
We'd have a little bit of we'd have a little bit of a run through, no doubt about it. Yeah. We'd have to.
So where would be your first gig be then?
Our first gig is
back. If if everything falls into line, will it be Belfast?
Yeah, it'll be Belfast to be the first gig.
That's pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pity it won't be full capacity, but
I think it might though. It might be.
No, they're only allowing that. We got to.
Well, of course, it depends on the.
Well, you see, you'll have people from all over the country coming there. Like it's not like just,
But the Boris is opening up the UK.
It doesn't. I don't know. Each regional government, I think, has
their own. Yeah.
So it'll depend on what's his name, Jeffrey Donaldson.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's like musical chairs up there at the moment.
Well, I met Jeffrey in the House of Parliament in England there about 3 years ago. He's a nice guy and all that.
Give him a signed book.
He knew who I was, by the way, and he said, I must come down and see you sometime. But, Yeah, so when he was elected head of the DUP, I sent him a little letter or a little note through a friend of mine. I said, tell Jeffrey to be nice. Be nice.
I got friends in
in low places.
Oh, well. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well,
Of course, you've been to the House of Commons so many times.
Yeah,
it's you've got good friends over there.
Yeah, I have more friends in the House of Commons than I have in the Dáil.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising.
I think they're more English in the Dáil than they are in Westminster. But yeah, there's a lot of Irish descent as MPs around England, and especially in the Labour Party. And I met, there was one or two guys I met who was in the Liberal Party, and they had direct either mother or father directly from Ireland. So there is a big Irish connection in England, as we see with their new football team. They used to never pick any of the Irish guys. Now they have to because there's no English guys left.
Taking over.
They're either black or Irish.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
will you be cheering Denmark, or would you like to see England in the final?
Well, as I said with the Irish lads there, I can't. If they're playing somebody that I really like, Denmark, of course, has a lot of sympathy because of Eriksson. Yeah, but I know, I never liked Eriksson since he scored goals against Ireland.
Well, one of them was a brilliant goal, in fairness.
So, not that I don't wish him well or anything like that, but it's just that Eriksson, we thought we were going to go through. We were buying the tickets and all.
But they have Delaney playing for them.
They have Delaney, yeah. What's is he any relation to
JD? I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know. Yeah. I doubt it.
Anyhow, he's a good player too.
There's plenty of Delaney's.
Good player. Who else have we got across Europe? It must be a few more.
Well, didn't the fella play for Finland or somewhere like that as well?
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
And I'm back to St. Pat's on Friday, so I'm really enjoying that. I was so glad I bought a season ticket this year to get in, but they're raising the capacity, went from 350 or from 200, to 500 now. So
that's
so it'll be a little bit more raucous in the stadiums, because it makes a big difference. 200,
I know, it looks like there's nobody turned up.
But 500 will make a bit of noise, So it'd be great to have that atmosphere back. And I've been on a couple of the Confederation of Republic of Ireland supporters clubs meetings with regards to what's happening in that situation,
international
and obviously you had the test event on Saturday for the rugby, Ireland against Japan. So they're saying that there will be fans in the stadium in September and October, but it'd be reduced, so anyone that had a season ticket last year or the year before will get into maybe one, maybe two games.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Just 4 games altogether. I think there's one in September, one in October, or 2 in October, and 1 in November.
So they're looking after their loyal supporters, which is good.
Which everybody's doing, because even Pats now, all 350 season ticket holders will get in on Friday, and then they did a draw for season tickets for holders from the year before that hadn't renewed. They mightn't had the money to renew or whatever. Yeah. So 150 of them are getting in. There was a draw for that today. Good. So
looking after the fans, that's what's all about.
Yeah, well, I think it's the right way. And same with the hurling, and Dublin's had a great win over Galway. I don't know whether you've seen that on Saturday.
No, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, that was a great game. And the Dubs beat Galway, so they're in the Leinster final now against Kilkenny.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of, I think there was 8,000 fans or 3,000 fans left in. 8,000, I think, in Croke Park, which is nothing.
Of course, it's only a drop in the ocean.
82,000 seater.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to let in for the Leinster final. It's a double header. The football's a double header. Dublin are played in Meath in the football, But again, it's a great thing to look forward to, like, you know, and they will look after the people that had season tickets and stuff like that, which won't include me. So, but I'm not too bothered because I do believe that people that put their money where their mouth in should.
That's right. That's right. Fair play.
Yeah. So, it's been good. Dublin were really bad in the football now. They were playing against Wexford, and Wexford Division 4 team, and they only beat them by 8 points. But
they're really only starting, you know.
That's what you don't want to peak now. Like, you know, everybody's saying, "Oh,
don't peak too early. You're gone."
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
so looking forward to the rest of the summer and some great games coming up this weekend, and just it's nice. And then you got the Olympics coming in, and you've got the Ryder Cup in September. So lots to look forward to.
I like Olympics. I'm not a huge fan of.
But they have soccer in it now, under 23 soccer and golf. So
the golf is there. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. And but I like some of the events, but I mean a lot of the events just don't move me, especially if we don't have great athlete stars. We've one or two over the years, of course. We did Delaney and all the great athletes that we had. And, you know, that was always very, very exciting. I remember we got a day off school and all, you know, we had to wave him as he went by the Oblet School in Inchicore.
Ronnie Delaney.
There's John Delaney.
John Delaney. Ronnie Delaney.
What was it? What was it?
Ronnie Delaney.
Ronnie Delaney. John Delaney is another guy.
I'd say they hold a parade for John Delaney.
He's still running.
Oh, God. Anyway, God love him.
Yeah, we're getting ourselves in trouble here. We better shut up.
No, we're not. No. Look, it's a well-known fact what happened, so it's not like it's a big secret. There was pictures going around of him at the England game the other day, but I don't know whether it was true. But people were saying he was wearing a jacket and it was a real warm day, but there was loads of people in shorts, so it could have been. Could have been. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not that I care or you care.
If he was there, I hope he enjoyed it.
He was having pints of Heineken anyway. So I'm sure he did. So, our songs to play out, Dad, what song do you want me to play out for you?
Good question. I think let's go for The Mayorman from County Wexford.
The Mayorman, yeah, good song. It's a great song. It's a very underrated song, actually.
Yeah, I love that song. And it's a great story, of course. We've great stories of seafarers and the mythical characters of the sea. Yeah. And I thought that was a great story, so why not?
Kevin McGrady loves it. He always asked me to sing that over an Airdrie. Yeah. And it was only actually when he asked me to sing it, I actually went, you know, geez, that's a great song. Why do I never sing that? Like, you know, but you never get asked for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it never got well known, you know, and that's the thing about, you know, we do a show. It's our only platform really where we can get our songs known. Yeah. Because we're not getting it played on national radio or anything like that, even on the provincials. The odd play you get, but the Mayorman never really got a chance to be well known. Had I got a chance, sure. I always remember people saying, you know, when I brought it on, oh my God, what a great cartoon series that would make. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
you could have got in there before SpongeBob, Dad, and made a fortune.
It wasn't to be. So SpongeBob, watch out, we might get there yet.
And SpongeBob has a pal called Patrick. There you go. Now you missed out. You missed your opportunity.
Yeah, I did.
So I seen the picture of. Did you put it up or did man put it up of Granda and the 4 years?
Oh yeah. That's a picture I put up there for his anniversary. He died on the 4th of July.
What year was it? 95, was it?
95, yeah, 95. Yeah. And it was sad, really, of course, everybody loses their father. It's a terrible time. But he was such a great character and played such a major part with helping the Woletones out in their early stages. And he was a great harmoniser and used to teach us how to harmonise and all that kind of thing. As I said, he played the mandolin and showed Derek how to play the mandolin.
I can't ever remember Granda playing the mandolin. Ever seen him now? Obviously, it did happen, but you know.
Yeah, he used to play it. See, there was a mandolin upstairs, and then it went redundant for a while, and it ended up in the attic.
Right.
And I always remember I came down out of the attic a couple of times and he'd play a couple of tunes on it, by the fireside. No bloody television or anything like that.
It's a tough instrument to play because it's...
Yeah, but they had a mandolin band.
All right.
Yeah, John and himself and some friends.
Yeah.
I think it was the Wards, and they played around community concerts and that kind of thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that now.
And a mandolin band would be very nice, because it'd be lovely.
Imagine,
They had harmonies and all that kind of thing. So
and did he sing?
No, they didn't sing. They just played.
Yeah.
They just played. And
what did Granda sing? Did he?
He sing?
I think I remember him singing.
Yeah, he used to sing "I is for the Irish."
Yeah.
I is for the Irish in your tiny heart. That's it. And what else did he sing? He sang that. That was his party piece.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what else he sang, but I guess yeah.
And what was your favourite song as a kid? Like mine was probably that I remember was The Big Strong Man.
Big Strong.
Yeah. Well, what was your favourite?
You mean as from some of the
Well, just as in general, like what was your
general?
Like up to when you were 9,
Yeah.
10 years.
K Sarah would have been big with Doris Day. I was a big fan of Doris Day. I thought she was lovely.
Yeah. Well, she's a good-looking woman, in fairness.
Well, I was only a kid,
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I thought she was lovely. And Dad was a big fan of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, sure, who wasn't?
So I remember going...
So were the Kennedy brothers.
I remember the Kennedy brothers, they were there. But I remember going to see some of the movies with him. And so I became a fan of Marilyn. And still like her. I think she's nice. Yeah. But I mean, she would be 90 or 100 now, would she?
I don't know. God, jeez, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, she's a good-looking woman, anyhow.
But I love the old movies. We've gone to the old movies. The movies aren't the same anymore now. The modern movie.
There's no escapism.
There's too much sci-fi, too much blue screen, too much.
There's no escapism in the movie. It's just like a slice of reality.
Yeah, you can't beat the old comedy either. You don't see the old comedy. Like, I don't remember. You remember the time that we were. I think we were sitting in this room here when it was that room, and me and you were eating dinner and we were watching The Three Amigos, and the two of us nearly choked on our dinner.
Yeah, well, we used to enjoy all the comedy. I used to love Norman Wisdom. I used to think
all that slapstick comedy is brilliant,
slapstick kind of stuff. And Norman Wisdom, he was always the idiot, but he always got the girl. Yeah. And it was always hard done, but won out in the end, and that was nice. It gave hope for people who were down.
Yeah.
I think the old movies had a lot of character, a lot of escapism and slapstick and everything else like that. You never heard anyone using bad language in any of those movies.
No.
Why? They were just great.
Yeah.
Well, maybe just two old guys rambling on about the past.
No, but that's before my time. But I still love watching them. I watched Casablanca there the other day.
That was a great movie. Yeah. Play it again, Sam. He didn't say that, did he?
But you just you don't appreciate them. It's only when you sit down you I've come across it so many times and gone, I'll just move on. But got it at the start and was able to watch the whole movie.
I mean, there's so many bloody movies now. You're looking at the streaming platforms like Netflix and blah blah, and this one and that one.
There's some terrible movies.
And you can go through them all for the whole night. You be flicking through this and that, and my God, what a load of shite.
Oh, there's a lot of shite.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
But anyhow, take me back to the Black Hills.
The Black Hills of the
Calamity Jane.
Yeah.
I used to love that. I love that movie.
Some great songs in it.
Yeah, great musical.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at 44 minutes.
Go to the mailman then.
And you're running out of beer as well, so that's always a good sign that we're getting near the end. And we've no match to watch tonight, so we can take a night off and relax and look forward to Spain and Italy tomorrow.
Yep.
So next week we might be doing by Zoom.
Yeah, we'll probably do Zoom. Yeah.
If not, we'll do.
I'll
think outside the box. I'll do something. All right, so once again, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. What's the song? Jeez, I don't know what the song is actually. Hang on. Talk away amongst yourselves there.
Yeah, well...
the song is... That's our 21st episode, Dad. We're 21.
Oh my God, 21. Anyone want to congratulate us?
So next week is Vanna Strand.
Oh, great song. Great song, yeah.
So we'll sign off with the Merman, and then I'll do something from Catalpa just because I feel sorry for myself if I don't.
Go for it.
Okay, so bandwagon bus is back on Sunday. I'm taking a birthday party out.
Oh, great! Yeah,
it was a birthday party from 2 years ago.
Yeah,
no, a year and a half ago. So we've been trying to get everything off the HSC of everyone. I've asked everyone. No one can tell me yes or no whether I can go out. So
that's the problem, isn't it?
I asked a guard friend of mine, and he said, "Just go for it."
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and see what
well,
happens.
listen, and while we're advertising, don't forget the book is still available. I got 200 extra copies, and you can get it from our website. I know some people had a problem accessing their cards or whatever, but I believe it's fixed now at the moment, so you can get it. And
Martin Prendergast from London's looking for one, so Martin, if you're listening, if you couldn't get one,
yeah.
How much is the postage with it?
What?
How much is postage with it?
Oh, it's a very heavy book.
It
gives you the postage there for the various regions.
Yeah,
and it's a kilo, 1.2 or 1.3 kilos.
Yeah, but it's a great quality. So
yeah, it's high quality
it's
paper.
A book that'll last forever. Yeah,
yeah, it'll be there long after we're dead and gone.
Yeah, and it's great paperweight at the end of it.
Another. If you don't like it, stick it in the fire and it'll last for about 2 weeks.
That'll light for ages. Better than any fire log that you can buy out there. And now there's no briquettes anymore either. So
they're coming from Germany, you joke me.
Okay, so we'll sign off, and thanks again, folks, for listening. And don't forget to tell your friends, family, anyone that you're talking to, tell them what crack we are and what ramblers we are.
And tell them to tune in.
Tune in, yeah. And we'll talk to you soon next week. Have a great week, and come on, Denmark.
Okay, day. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
I'm a sailor man from Wexford town. I've sailed the 7 seas. I will tell you a true story of the sunny southern seas. We were caught up in the doldrums while waiting for a breeze, when the stillness of the day was broke by a merman in the deep blue seas. Well, the captain, he slept below, while the crew, they lay about. When down in the ocean, boys, we heard his mighty shout. His hair was red, his eyes were green, his beard was floating free. He'd a long green tail that could kill a whale that waggled in the deep blue sea. And the mermaids looked so beautiful as they swam around by the shore. But this merman with his fishing tail I'd never seen before. And the sailors tell the tallest tales, I never told a lie. He'd a long green tail that could kill a whale and bubbled as he swam close by. Was it Neptune that appeared to us from his mansions in the deep? Then the cockatool, well, he ran below, woke the captain from his sleep. And the captain came on deck at once, took a look into the deep. Oh, I've never seen the likes of this, the merman then he soon agreed. Then who are you, where do you come from, what do you want here? Then he shook his tail, it rocked our boat, it filled our hearts with fear. You've dropped your anchor on my house, it's blocking up me door. And the wife, the mermaid, she's trapped inside, and my children can't get out no more. And the mermaids look so beautiful as they swam around by the shore. But this merman with his fishy tail I'd never seen before. And sailors tell the tallest tales, I never told a lie. Either long green tail that could kill a whale, that wallowed as he swam close by. Well, we quickly hoisted anchor, boys, and the merman then did smile. Sure, my name is Patrick John O'Rourke, I came from Erin's Isle. It was many years ago from now, I was shipwrecked on the reef, when this pretty mermaid, she rescued me from the perils of the ocean deep. And we very soon were married, way down in the deep blue sea. Now I'm happy and contented with me wife and family, though I oft times wished I could go home and live on Ireland's shore. But I'm committed to the ocean deep, and I can't go home again no more. And the mermaids looked so beautiful as they swam around by the shore, but this merman with his fishy tail I'd never seen before. And sailors tell the tallest tales, I never told a lie. Either long green tail that could kill a whale, that wobbled as he swam close by. And the mermaids looked so beautiful as they swam around by the shore, but this merman with his fishy tail I'd never seen before. And sailors tell the tallest tales, I never told a
Whaling ship Catalpa from New Bedford she set sail on a mission to free Fenian sands from an English jail. Sailing from Massachusetts on the East Coast USA to a prison called the Establishment in Australia far away. So it's heave-ho, let the four winds blow, Catalpa on the seas. All away, and tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. I said all away, as tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. The boy, Captain Anthony, together hatched a plan to free some Irish prisoners from a jail in a hostile land. 'Twas on a crew of Yankee men this journey would depend, and to navigate the stormy seas and return home safe again. So it's heave-ho, let the four winds blow, Catalpa on the seas. All away, and tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. I said all away, as tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. On a pert regatta day, Catalpa moored offshore, and a forged key set the prisoners free and out of the jailer's doors. When challenged by the Georgette, oh the stars and stripes she flew, as the British Navy sailed away, three cheers came from her crew. So it's heave-ho, let the four winds blow, Catalpa on the seas. All away, and tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. I said all away, as tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. As the news quickly spread of Catalpa's daring mission, story of a Yankee ship that for Fenians went a-fishing. Captain Anthony, he bore no grudge, no fought for no man's cause. He defied those British Navy men and brought home our Irish boys. So it's heave-ho, let the four winds blow, Catalpa on the seas. All away, and tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. I said all away, and tonight we pray for Fenians' liberty. I said hallway, and tonight we pray for